A chance encounter. Alex was a young man who lived on a bustling space station called Nova 9. The station floated in the shadows of a bright blue planet known as Xandara. People from all over the galaxy came to Nova 9 to trade goods, share stories, and enjoy the lively atmosphere. Alex worked in a small supply shop, selling everything from food to spaceship parts. He dreamed of adventure beyond the walls of the station, hoping to one day visit distant planets and meet new beings. One sunny morning, while Alex was organizing some crates, a loud alarm suddenly blared throughout the station. The lights flashed red, and a voice announced, "Warning, incoming spacecraft detected." Alex's heart raced. He had never seen a real spaceship land before. Curious, he rushed to the observation deck. As he looked out, he saw a small ship spiraling down from the sky. It looked old and damaged, smoke trailing behind it like a wounded bird. The ship crashed onto the surface of Xandara with a loud boom. The ground shook beneath Alex's feet. He could hardly believe his eyes. Without thinking, Alex grabbed his backpack and rushed out of the supply shop. He needed to help. As he ran through the crowded streets of Nova 9, he could hear people whispering about the crash. Some said it was a pirate ship, while others worried about who might be inside. But Alex pushed the thoughts aside. He wanted to see for himself. When he reached the crash site, he found the wreckage smoldering. The air was thick with smoke, and the sound of hissing metal filled his ears. Alex's heart pounded as he searched for survivors. Suddenly, he heard a weak voice calling for help. "Help, please," the voice cried. Following the sound, Alex stumbled upon a figure lying beside the wrecked ship. It was a young woman, her skin a vibrant shade of blue that shimmered in the light. She had long, silver hair that sparkled like stars and wore a strange outfit made of colorful fabric. Despite her injuries, she looked regal and beautiful. "Are you okay?" Alex asked, kneeling beside her. "What happened?" "My ship. It was attacked," she replied, her voice shaky. "I am Princess Lyra of Xandara. I need to get back home." Alex's eyes widened in shock. He had just rescued a princess. "Don't worry, I'll help you," he said, feeling a rush of determination. He glanced around, noticing shadows moving in the distance. The princess wasn't safe here. Before Lyra could respond, Alex carefully helped her to her feet. "We have to get you somewhere safe. Follow me," he urged, guiding her away from the wreckage. As they ran, Alex could feel the danger lurking behind them. He could hear the distant sounds of engines and shouts. The pirates were coming for her. He took a deep breath, focusing on getting Lyra to safety. Together, they dashed through the crowded streets of Nova 9, unaware of the adventure that lay ahead. Little did they know, this chance encounter would change their lives forever, bringing them closer together in ways they could never imagine. Teaming up, Alex and Lyra ran through the busy streets of Nova 9, their hearts racing with fear and excitement. The princess leaned on Alex for support, her strength fading. He felt a surge of determination. He had to protect her. As they rounded a corner, Alex spotted an old warehouse. "In there," he shouted, pushing open the door. The inside was dark and filled with crates. They quickly ducked behind a large box, trying to catch their breath. "Thank you for saving me, Alex," Lyra said softly, her voice filled with gratitude. "But we cannot stay here for long. The pirates will find us." Alex nodded, looking out through a crack in the wall. "What do you mean? Why are they after you?" Lyra took a deep breath, her blue skin glistening in the dim light. "I am a princess of Xandara. My father is the king. The pirates attacked my ship because they want to steal a powerful artifact that belongs to my family. If they capture me, they will use me as leverage against my father." Alex felt a mix of fear and awe. A princess, and now he was part of her dangerous story. "What can we do?" he asked, his mind racing. "We need to find a way to contact my people," Lyra said. "They must know I am alive and in danger. But first, We must be careful. The pirates will not give up easily. Alex thought for a moment. There's a communication tower not far from here. If we can reach it, you can send a message to your father. Lyra's eyes brightened. That's a great idea. But how do we get there without being seen? We'll have to move quietly and avoid the main streets, Alex replied, feeling more confident. Follow me. Together, they crept out of the warehouse, staying close to the shadows. Alex led Lyra through narrow alleys, dodging groups of people and patrols searching for the princess. As they moved, Lyra's presence brought him comfort. Despite the danger, he felt a spark of excitement being so close to her. After a tense journey, they reached the base of the communication tower. It was tall and old, covered in vines and strange alien symbols. We made it, Alex whispered, smiling at Lyra. Lyra looked up, her expression turning serious. Now we need to climb it. I can send the message from the top, but we must be quick. Alex nodded, his heart pounding. He helped Lyra up the first few steps, and they climbed higher and higher. The view from the top was breathtaking. Alex could see the entire space station and the shimmering blue planet in the distance. When they reached the top, Lyra hurried to the control panel. She pressed buttons with quick fingers, her face filled with focus. I hope this works, she murmured. As she worked, Alex scanned the horizon. Suddenly, he saw ships flying toward the station. Lyra, we have to hurry. The pirates are coming. With a final push, Lyra sent the message. I sent it. Now we need to get down. They scrambled down the tower, their hearts racing. Just as they reached the ground, Alex heard shouts in the distance. The pirates were getting closer. We need to move, he yelled, grabbing Lyra's hand. They dashed into the shadows, ready to face whatever came next. Together, they felt stronger, and Alex knew that this was only the beginning of their adventure. The chase begins. Alex and Lyra ran through the narrow streets of Nova 9, their hearts pounding with fear and adrenaline. The sun was setting, casting long shadows as they darted between buildings. They could hear the distant sounds of engines and shouting voices behind them. The pirates were searching for Lyra, and they would stop at nothing to find her. Where do we go now? Lyra asked, her breath quickening. She looked over her shoulder, her blue eyes wide with fear. Alex took a moment to think. We need to find a place to hide and plan our next move. There's a marketplace nearby. It's busy there, and we can blend in with the crowd. Lyra nodded, grateful for Alex's calmness. They reached the bustling marketplace, filled with colorful stalls selling exotic goods from across the galaxy. The air was filled with the sounds of laughter and chatter, but underneath it all, they could feel the tension. As they weaved through the crowd, Alex kept a watchful eye out for any sign of the pirates. He spotted a group of rough-looking figures near a fruit stand. They were scanning the crowd, searching for Lyra. Alex's heart raced. We need to be careful, he whispered to Lyra. Stay close to me. They moved deeper into the market, trying to remain unnoticed. Lyra's presence next to him was both comforting and nerve-wracking. Alex couldn't help but admire her bravery. She was a princess, yet she fought alongside him, determined to survive. Suddenly, they heard a loud crash behind them. One of the stalls had toppled over, sending fruits flying everywhere. A vendor shouted angrily, and the crowd turned to see what was happening. Alex and Lyra took the opportunity to slip away, ducking behind a large cart filled with crates. What was that? Lyra asked, her eyes wide with worry. Just a distraction, Alex replied, peering out from behind the cart. But we can't stay here long. The pirates might come this way. Just as he spoke, Alex saw the pirates push through the crowd, their faces angry and determined. Split up, one of them shouted. She can't be far. Alex, what do we do? Lyra asked, panic in her voice. We have to create a diversion, he said, quickly scanning the area for ideas. He noticed a pile of crates stacked nearby. If I tip over those crates, It might block their path. Are you sure? Lyra asked, concern in her eyes. Trust me. It's our best chance, Alex said. With that, he ran toward the crates, his heart racing. He reached out and pushed against the stack. The crates wobbled for a moment, and then came crashing down with a loud bang. The pirates shouted in surprise, stumbling backward as the crates blocked their way. Now, Lyra, Alex yelled, waving her over. Lyra dashed toward him, and together they made their escape into a narrow alley. They ran as fast as they could, their breaths coming in short gasps. The alley twisted and turned, leading them deeper into the heart of the space station. As they reached the end of the alley, they found themselves at a large open area filled with ships and equipment. Alex spotted an old maintenance shuttle. We can take that ship, he said, pointing. But can you fly it? Lyra asked, her eyes shining with hope. I can try, Alex replied. They ran toward the shuttle, adrenaline pumping through their veins. Just as they reached the ship, the sound of engines roared behind them. The pirates had not given up. Alex quickly jumped into the pilot's seat and began to power up the shuttle. Lyra climbed in beside him, her heart racing. Come on, come on, Alex urged, fumbling with the controls. The engine sputtered, then roared to life. Let's go, Lyra shouted, gripping the edge of her seat. With a deep breath, Alex pressed the throttle, and the shuttle lurched forward. They shot out of the docking bay, leaving the chaos of Nova 9 behind. But the chase had only just begun, growing closer. As the shuttle soared away from Nova 9, Alex felt a wave of relief wash over him. They had escaped the pirates, at least for now. The stars stretched out before them, twinkling like diamonds against the dark canvas of space. Lyra sat beside him, her blue skin glowing softly in the dim light of the control panel. Are you okay? Alex asked, glancing at her. The fear of the chase still lingered in her eyes, but there was also a flicker of hope. Lyra nodded, though her expression was serious. I am fine, but we cannot relax yet. The pirates will follow us. Alex took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the moment. What do we do next? He asked, trying to keep his voice steady. We need to reach a safe place where I can contact my father again, Lyra replied. There is an old Xandarian outpost not far from here. If we can get there, I can send a signal for help. Okay, I'll set a course, Alex said, working quickly on the controls. As he piloted the ship, he felt a strange connection growing between them. They were two very different beings brought together by circumstance, yet they shared a common goal. As the shuttle flew through the vastness of space, the tension began to ease. Lyra looked out the window, watching the stars zoom by. You know, I never expected to meet a human like you, she said suddenly, turning to face him. Alex smiled, feeling a warmth in his chest. I never expected to meet a princess, or to be in a space battle, he said, trying to lighten the mood. Lyra chuckled softly, the sound like music. Life is full of surprises. I usually spend my days in royal meetings and celebrations. But this is an adventure. Alex raised an eyebrow. You don't like being a princess. It is not that I don't like it, Lyra said, her expression turning thoughtful. But I often feel trapped. Everyone expects me to be perfect, to make the right choices. I want to explore, to see the universe for myself. Alex understood. I get that. I've always wanted to leave Nova 9, to see what's out there. I didn't think I'd end up saving a princess, though. Lyra smiled, her eyes sparkling. You are brave, Alex. You did not hesitate to help me. That is rare in this galaxy. Thanks, but I couldn't let you face danger alone, he replied, feeling a flush of pride. We're in this together. The more they talked, the more comfortable they became. Lyra shared stories of her childhood on Sandara, of beautiful gardens and festivals. Alex told her about his life on Nova 9, filled with simple joys and dreams of adventure. They laughed together, forgetting for a moment the danger that still lurked behind them. "Do you ever think about what it would be like to live in each other's worlds?" Lyra asked, her tone serious again. Alex thought for a moment. "I'd love to see your planet. It sounds amazing, but I think it would be hard for you on Nova 9. It's loud and busy." Lyra nodded. "And Xandera is often too quiet for someone like you. You need excitement." As they approached the outpost, a sense of determination filled the shuttle. Alex could feel their bond growing stronger. He glanced at Lyra, her beauty captivating even in the dim light. He realized how much he wanted to protect her, not just because she was a princess, but because she was becoming someone special to him. "Whatever happens next, we'll face it together," he said, meeting her gaze. Lyra smiled, her eyes shining with trust. Yes, together. As they prepared to land, both Alex and Lyra felt a new sense of hope. They had each other, and that made all the difference in a galaxy filled with danger. A shocking betrayal. The old Xandarian outpost stood alone on a small moon, its walls covered in dust and vines. As Alex guided the shuttle to land, he could see the building was old but sturdy. Lyra's excitement was evident in her eyes. They had made it to safety, at least for now. "We need to find the communication room," Lyra said, her voice filled with urgency. "I must contact my father and warn him about the pirates." "Right," Alex replied, his heart racing. He stepped out of the shuttle, taking a deep breath of the cool, fresh air. The outpost felt abandoned, but he could sense the history in its walls. Together, they moved quickly, hoping to find the control room. Inside, the dim lights flickered above them, and dust motes danced in the beams. Lyra led the way, her determination shining through. They'd reached the control room, filled with old computers and screens. Lyra went straight to the main console, brushing off dust to see the buttons. "Can you get it to work?" Alex asked, watching her closely. "I can try," Lyra replied, her fingers flying over the controls. The screens came to life, but static filled the room. "No, it's not connecting. The equipment is outdated." Suddenly, Alex heard footsteps approaching. "Lyra, someone is coming," he whispered, his pulse quickening. Lyra's eyes widened in fear. "We need to hide." She quickly ducked behind a large piece of machinery, and Alex joined her. They held their breath as the footsteps grew louder. The door creaked open, and two figures entered. Alex recognized them immediately, two members of the rebel group they had met earlier, who had claimed to help them. He felt a chill run down his spine. "Where are they?" One of the rebels growled, looking around the room. "They must be here somewhere." "They can't escape. We must find the princess," the other one replied, glancing at the console. "We need her alive to get to the king." Alex's heart sank. It was a trap. These rebels were not who they claimed to be. They were working with the pirates. He felt a wave of anger surge within him. How could they betray Lyra like this? "They're using us," Alex whispered to Lyra, his voice barely above a breath. "We can't let them take me," Lyra replied, her voice trembling with fear. "We have to get out of here." As the rebels searched the room, Alex thought quickly. He needed a plan. "When I distract them, you find a way to signal for help," he whispered to Lyra. "Are you sure?" she asked, concern etched on her face. "I'll be fine. Just be ready," he assured her. With a deep breath, Alex stepped out from behind the machinery, raising his hands. "Hey, you won't find us here," he shouted, his voice echoing through the room. The rebels turned in surprise, their faces twisting into angry scowls. "You," one of them shouted. "Grab him." Alex quickly turned and sprinted for the exit, his heart racing. He could hear the rebels chasing after him, shouting for him to stop. He dashed through the dark halls of the outpost, looking for a place to hide. Meanwhile, Lyra remained behind, her mind racing. She had to do something. She quickly scanned the console and spotted a small transmitter. With shaking hands, she activated it, praying it would send a signal to her father. Help is coming, she whispered to herself, determination filling her heart. Just as she finished, the door burst open, and the rebels stormed in. Where is she? One of them yelled, but Lyra stood tall, ready to fight for her freedom. In that moment, both Alex and Lyra faced danger from all sides, but they knew they would fight for each other. Betrayal stung deeply, but love and courage burned brighter. The bold rescue. The air in the Xandarian outpost was thick with tension. Alex sprinted through the dimly lit hallways, his heart racing as he heard the rebels' footsteps closing in behind him. He needed to find a way to regroup with Lyra and escape this nightmare. The feeling of betrayal burned in his chest, but he refused to give up. Think, Alex, think, he muttered to himself. He spotted an open door to his left and quickly darted inside. It was a small storage room filled with old supplies. Boxes were stacked high, and dust covered everything. He crouched low, trying to catch his breath as he listened for the rebels. Outside, the sound of their angry voices echoed through the halls. He can't have gone far. Check every room, one shouted. Alex held his breath, feeling the weight of their pursuit. Meanwhile, Lyra was trapped in the control room, facing the two rebels who had betrayed them. You thought you could escape us. One of them sneered, stepping closer to her. The pirates want you alive, and will deliver. Lyra stood her ground, her blue skin glowing even brighter with anger. You won't take me. My father will come for me, and he won't stop until you're caught. The second rebel laughed. Your father? He won't even know you're missing until it's too late. He lunged toward her, but Lyra was quick. She grabbed a nearby tool from the console and swung it at him, catching him off guard. Get away from me, she shouted, her voice fierce. Just then, a loud crash echoed from the hallway. It was Alex. He burst into the control room, ready to fight. Let her go, he yelled, fists clenched and ready for action. The rebels turned, surprised to see him. You think you can take us both? The first rebel sneered, drawing a weapon. We have to work together, Alex shouted, his eyes locking with Lyra's. She nodded, understanding his plan. As the first rebel advanced, Lyra threw the tool at him, hitting him square in the chest. He staggered back, and Alex seized the moment. He lunged forward, tackling the second rebel to the ground. The two fought fiercely, but Alex's determination fueled him. He had to protect Lyra. While Alex grappled with the rebel, Lyra rushed to the control panel. She quickly activated the emergency alarm, causing blaring sirens to echo through the outpost. The lights flashed red, adding to the chaos. The first rebel, recovering from Lyra's attack, shouted, "What did you do?" His face twisted with anger as he realized the alarm would bring help. Now they know we're here. Lyra replied, her voice filled with courage. Your plan is over. Alex finally overpowered the second rebel and pinned him down. You won't take her. You'll regret ever crossing us, he shouted, looking into the rebel's eyes with fierce determination. Suddenly, the sounds of engines roared outside. Reinforcements were arriving. The remaining rebel's eyes widened in fear. No, this can't be happening, he yelled, scrambling to his feet. Let's go, Alex shouted to Lyra, grabbing her hand. They ran toward the exit as the alarms blared louder, signaling their impending escape. As they burst through the door, they saw a group of royal guards arriving, weapons drawn. The rebels were caught off guard, completely overwhelmed. Your Highness, one of the guards shouted, rushing toward Lyra. We were sent to find you. Lyra turned to Alex, her eyes shining with gratitude. You saved me, she exclaimed, her voice filled with emotion. Together, he said, smiling back. We did this together. As the guards apprehended the rebels, Lyra and Alex shared a moment of relief. They had fought through betrayal and danger, emerging stronger than ever. The bond between them had deepened, forged in the heat of battle. But even in their victory, Alex knew their journey was not over. They had to return to Xandara and face whatever challenges lay ahead. But at that moment, he felt hopeful. They had each other, and that was enough to face the galaxy. Hidden truths. The journey back to Xandara was filled with a heavy silence. Alex sat next to Lyra in the royal ship, his mind racing with thoughts about everything that had just happened. They had escaped the outpost, and the royal guards had captured the rebels. But Alex couldn't shake the feeling that something deeper was at play. Lyra, gazing out at the stars, seemed lost in her own thoughts. Her face was a mixture of relief and worry. After a few moments, she turned to Alex, her blue eyes filled with questions. "Do you think we can trust the guards?" she asked softly. "What if there are more traitors?" Alex nodded slowly. "I don't know, Lyra. We have to be careful. Betrayal can come from anywhere." He remembered how easily the rebels had deceived them. "We need to be prepared for anything." Lyra sighed, resting her head against the ship's window. "I never wanted to be part of a royal family like this. I thought it would be about adventure and helping others. Now I feel like I'm always in danger." Alex looked at her, wanting to comfort her. "You've shown so much strength, Lyra. You've fought for your freedom, and that takes courage. But I'm not just a princess anymore. I'm a target," she replied, her voice trembling slightly. "And I fear for my father. He's been trying to keep our people safe, and now—" She paused, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. "Now I might bring danger to him." "We will protect him," Alex said firmly. "We'll find a way to keep your family safe, together." As the ship approached Xandara, the palace came into view. It was a beautiful structure, shining under the light of the twin suns. Yet, Alex felt a knot tighten in his stomach. The sense of danger was still there, lurking in the shadows. When they landed, Lyra's father, King Arian, was waiting for them. He looked relieved to see his daughter, but quickly became serious as he noticed Alex. "You returned. Thank the stars. But I hear there was trouble." Lyra stepped forward, her voice steady despite her fears. "Father, we have captured some rebels, but I believe there are still threats within the palace. They wanted to use me to get to you." King Arian's face hardened. "We must investigate immediately. If there are traitors among us, we need to find out who they are." As they entered the palace, a sense of urgency filled the air. The royal guards moved with purpose, checking rooms and hallways. Lyra led her father and Alex to the war room, a place filled with maps and strategies. The atmosphere was tense, and everyone sensed that something was wrong. "Father, we need to act fast," Lyra urged. "If the pirates learn about my return, they will strike again." King Arian nodded, looking at the maps. "I will send scouts to monitor any suspicious activities, but we must also consider that someone within our own ranks might be involved." Alex felt a chill run down his spine. He hadn't considered the possibility of a traitor in the palace. "Is there anyone you suspect?" he asked. Lyra exchanged a worried glance with her father. "There are a few advisors I do not trust completely," she admitted. "But I cannot believe they would betray our family." "Trust is fragile," King Arian said. "We must uncover the truth before it's too late." Just then, a guard burst into the room, his face pale. "Your Majesties, we've received reports of a possible attack on the palace." Lyra gasped, and Alex felt his heart race. "We need to prepare," he shouted. "Gather the guards," King Arian ordered, his voice steady. "We will defend our home." As the tension mounted, Alex looked at Lyra, determination in his eyes. "We'll face this together," he said, squeezing her hand. Lyra nodded, her fear replaced by a fierce resolve. Together. In that moment, they both understood that hidden truths and betrayals were just the beginning. They would fight for their lives, their love, and their world. The final battle. The palace of Xandara was on high alert. The air was thick with tension as guards hurried to their posts, weapons at the ready. Lyra and Alex stood beside King Arian in the war room, the flickering lights reflecting their determined faces. "Alex, you know how to fight, right?" Lyra asked, her voice steady but laced with worry. "I can hold my own," he replied, trying to sound confident. "But we need a plan." King Arian nodded, his face serious. "We must protect the palace at all costs. The pirates will not just come for Lyra. They want to overthrow me and take control of Xandera." As the king spoke, a guard rushed in, breathless. "Your Majesty, the pirates are approaching. They have a large ship and are preparing to attack. Everyone, to your positions," King Arian commanded, his voice booming with authority. "Lyra, you must stay safe. Alex, you'll be with the front lines." Lyra felt a rush of fear. "No, I want to fight too. I won't hide while my people are in danger." "Lyra, it's too dangerous," her father argued. "Father, I can help. I've trained for this moment," she insisted, her eyes filled with determination. King Arian saw the fire in his daughter's gaze and realized there was no convincing her otherwise. "Very well, but stay close to Alex. You will be safer together." Alex felt a mix of pride and anxiety. "We'll protect each other," he promised, meeting Lyra's gaze. As they rushed outside, the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the palace. The sound of the pirate's ship echoed in the distance, a menacing hum that sent shivers down Alex's spine. He quickly organized a group of guards, preparing for the fight ahead. "Remember your training. Stay sharp and work as a team." Alex shouted to the guards. He felt a sense of responsibility to keep everyone safe. Lyra stood beside him, her heart pounding. "I'm ready," she whispered, gripping her weapon tightly. The pirate's ship finally descended, landing with a thud outside the palace gates. Dark figures emerged, their faces hidden under helmets. Alex and Lyra exchanged a determined glance as they prepared to face the coming storm. "Now," Alex yelled, charging forward with the guards. Lyra followed closely, adrenaline surging through her veins. The two sides clashed in a whirlwind of chaos. The sound of weapons clashing echoed through the air. Alex fought with everything he had, his movements fueled by the need to protect Lyra and her home. He spotted a pirate approaching Lyra and quickly moved to block him. "Get away from her," Alex shouted, tackling the pirate to the ground. "Lyra," he heard a pirate yell. It was one of the rebels they had encountered earlier, now fighting fiercely for his cause. With a swift move, Lyra knocked the pirate down with a powerful kick, showing the strength she possessed. "You won't take our home," she shouted, a fire igniting in her voice. The battle raged on, fierce and chaotic. Guards fought bravely, but the pirates were relentless. Alex felt a surge of fear as he saw King Arian facing off against a pirate captain, a powerful figure with a scared face and an intimidating presence. "Father," Lyra screamed, her voice filled with panic. "Stay back," King Arian shouted, parrying the captain's attacks. Alex knew they needed to help. Together, Lyra and Alex rushed toward the king. As they reached him, the pirate captain laughed. "You think you can defeat me? You are weak." But Alex stood tall. "We are stronger together." With a united front, they fought the captain, their combined strength overwhelming him. Lyra struck first, her weapon slicing through the air. Alex followed up, landing a solid blow that sent the captain staggering backward. Finally, with one powerful strike, Lyra knocked the captain to the ground. "This is our home," she declared, her voice strong and unyielding. As the pirates began to retreat, the tide of the battle turned. Cheers erupted from the guards as they pushed the remaining pirates away. Exhausted but victorious, Alex and Lyra stood together, their hearts racing. They had fought bravely, and against all odds, they had protected the palace. King Arian approached them, pride shining in his eyes. "You fought well, both of you, Today we defended our home. Lyra smiled, her spirit renewed. We did it together, she said, glancing at Alex, who nodded in agreement. In that moment, amidst the chaos and victory, they realized their bond had only grown stronger. Together, they could face anything the galaxy threw their way. A new beginning. The sun rose over Xandara, casting a warm golden light across the palace grounds. The battle had ended, and the air was still filled with the scent of victory and lingering smoke. Guards cleaned up the aftermath, and citizens gathered outside, whispering and sharing stories of bravery. Lyra stood on the palace balcony, her heart full. She watched as the people of Xandara celebrated, their faces bright with hope. Alex stood beside her, his presence comforting and strong. "You did it, Lyra," he said, smiling. "You fought for your home." "We did it together," Lyra replied, turning to him. "I couldn't have done it without you." She felt a warmth spread through her as she remembered the fight, their shared determination. King Arian joined them on the balcony, a proud smile on his face. "Today marks a new beginning for our people. We have defeated those who sought to harm us, and we stand united," he proclaimed, his voice echoing across the square. The crowd cheered, raising their arms in celebration. Lyra felt a rush of joy. She looked at her father, and gratitude filled her heart. "Thank you for believing in me, Father. I always believed in your strength, Lyra. You have proven yourself as a leader," he said, his eyes shining with pride. "And you too, Alex. You protected my daughter and fought bravely for our home." Alex felt a sense of pride swell within him. "I would do it again in a heartbeat," he replied. "Lyra means everything to me." As the celebrations continued, Lyra turned to Alex. "What happens now?" she asked, her voice a mix of hope and uncertainty. Alex looked out over the crowd, filled with life and joy. "I think we should help rebuild. The palace and the people will need support to recover from the attack," he suggested. Lyra nodded, her heart swelling with purpose. "Yes, and we can work together to make Xandara better than before. We can create programs to train our guards and prepare for future threats." "I love that idea," Alex replied, a grin spreading across his face. "You're a natural leader." As the day went on, the palace came alive with activity. Lyra and Alex moved through the crowd, listening to the people's stories and offering comfort. They spoke of the need for unity and strength, and Lyra felt more determined than ever to make a difference. Later, as the sun began to set, Lyra and Alex found a quiet spot in the palace gardens. Flowers bloomed in vibrant colors, and the scent of fresh blooms filled the air. It was peaceful, a stark contrast to the chaos they had just faced. "Alex," Lyra began, her voice soft. "Thank you for standing by me. I never knew I could feel so strong until you came into my life." He turned to her, his gaze serious. "You've always had that strength, Lyra. You just needed to find it. I'm proud of you." They shared a moment of silence, gazing at the beautiful sunset. The sky turned shades of orange and pink, painting a picture of hope and new beginnings. "Do you think we can really change things?" Lyra asked, her voice filled with curiosity. "I believe we can," Alex replied confidently. "We have the strength of the people behind us. Together, we can create a brighter future." Lyra smiled, feeling inspired. Together. In that moment, Lyra realized that this was not just about her as a princess or Alex as a human. They were partners, bound by their experiences and shared goals. As they watched the last rays of sunlight fade, Lyra felt a deep sense of peace wash over her. They had faced danger and betrayal, but they had emerged stronger, united by love and a common purpose. Their journey was just beginning. Lyra took Alex's hand, and together they looked toward the horizon, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. They were not just fighting for Xandara. They were fighting for a future filled with hope and love.